What's going on, guys? Today I'm back with another Hat format replay review for you guys. If you're interested in sending in your Hat format replays, you can go down to the video description and find all the information on how to go about sending those in. But anyways, the match I have for you today, we have Floatstone Mafia, who is going to be on Mythic Ruler, versus Sportaface 96, who is going to be on Infernity, and this is another War League match, so it should be very interesting. So let's get straight into it. Here, it looks like Floatstone Mafia is going to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Cards of Consonance, Skill Drain, Blue Eyes, Whitestone, a Legend, and Redox. And on the other side, we see Tin Goldfish, Archfiend, Soul Charge, Infernity Launcher, and another copy of Archfiend. Here, Floatstone will get to draw for turn, getting a copy of Soul Charge, and just in general, with a hand like this, obviously you have Cards of Consonance and Whitestone to dig deeper, but Skill Drain has a potential to put in just so much work going first against Infernity, because Infernity obviously really needs its monster effects, so especially with some Infernity lists not maining stuff like Forbidden Lance, that can be even more difficult. So we will have to see, but this should be very interesting. Here they are going to use Cards of Consonance, discarding the Whitestone, drawing into Upstart, and a copy of Corseska. Here Whitestone will trigger to add another copy of Blue Eyes here. After that, the Upstart's activated, and getting a copy of Gold Sark is very good here. And here, it looks like they are going to go for the Gold Sark, banishing a copy of Title. Title can then activate and add a copy of Mythic Water Dragon. From here, they're going to use Redox to special summon by banishing the Whitestone and a copy of Blue Eyes. After that, let's see, they're going to special summon the Mythic Water Dragon, normal summon Corseska Synchro with the Redox for a copy of Stardust. After that, overlaying for a copy of Felgrand, using Felgrand's effect, targeting itself by detaching the Stardust, and then using the Soul Charge on all three, so bringing back the Stardust, Redox, and Corseska. So they are really going to take advantage of, having such a powerful hand here. And they're going to go into a copy of Stardust Spark. So that's actually really, really crazy, having, Felgrand, Stardust, and Stardust Spark backed up with Skill Drain as well. So let's see how Sporta is going to navigate this, drawing a copy of Summoner Monk, which is pretty unfortunate here as well. But they definitely, potentially have plays. They're going to go Tin Goldfish here. And it looks like Felgrand's going to be activated right away to negate the effect. After that, Launcher is going to be able to be activated using the secret effect of Launcher that a lot of people forget about, that once per turn you can send an Infernity monster from your hand to the graveyard. So just being able to get a Archfiend out of hand, so maybe they're even going to make an attempt here to go for a Soul Charge just to try to make a rank 4 or something, maybe a Lavalval Chain or whatever to send something to get the other Archfiend out of hand. So then next turn, as long as they don't draw a monster, they go for the Monk. Or, maybe they're just going to try to play it slow, but they can't really do that against dragons just because dragons can put up so much damage right away. So let's see here. They are going to go for that Soul Charge. And they're going to bring back the Archfiend here. Let's see what they go for, honestly. They're going to go for 101. Okay, so just trying to clear out one of the Stardust here. Going for regular Stardust, but that is met with the Skill Drain. And then Spark is going to be chained to the Stardust. After that, Floatstone Mafia is going to draw into a copy of Silver's Cry, and this honestly might just be just about it. Here, activating Redox and Grave, banishing 2 to summon out the Redox. After that, going Battle Phase, attacking over the 101, and attacking in with all the big dragons. And it's a little under lethal here, but the Silver's Cry, do they not have the Blue Eyes? No, they had banished it before. So missing out on lethal by just a little bit here. And main phase 2, they're just going to tribute for the Blue Eyes just because it is a bigger body. And obviously Felgrand has no more material. And even if it did, Skill Drain's on board. Setting the Silver's Cry as well, just in case, this does get destroyed, they can bring it back. And again, I can't see Sporta really coming back from this specific game here. And here drawing into a copy of Stygian, and yeah, that is just going to be game there. But moving on into game number 2, Sporta will get to start this one out. Opening hand, we see Foolish Burial, Whitestone, a Legend, Mythic, Tree Dragon, Card Trooper, and Dark Hole. And on the other side, we see Summoner Monk, Infernity Break, Vanity's Emptiness, Infernity Archfiend, and Infernity Barrier. So Unfortunately, not the greatest hand again, unless they draw into a spell here for the Summoner Monk, or just a way to, get an extender. So maybe something like an Instant Fusion, a Photon Thrasher, or just a handful of other extenders that this deck plays, drawing into a copy of Debunk. Ooh, so kind of unfortunate here. Here they are going to set the Summoner Monk, and then setting 4 back row. They're really going to hope that this Emptiness can put in work, along with, something like the Debunk, and passing it over to Floatstone Mafia, who gets a copy of Card Trooper, another one, normal summons it, uses the effect, sending 3, being the Trade-in, Redox, and Debris Dragon. So they do have some setup already. Next, they are going to play it slow, go into battle phase, and run over the Summoner Monk, main phase 2, and end phase. So holding the Foolish and, anything else, not really much. I mean, I guess they could have used the Foolish, but there's not really a reason here. They already went into their battle phase, and playing into so much back row. Lately, Infernity has been on emptiness, either in the main or side, at least with the last, few topping lists that have popped up. So, playing it a little slower is completely fine here. And here, Sporta is going to draw into an Armageddon Knight, which is a very good draw. Normal summoning it, sending a copy of Street Patrol, using the Street Patrol, the special Archfiend effect to add the copy of Launcher here, setting the Launcher, overlaying for a copy of Lavalval Chain, detaching the Archfiend, sending another copy of Archfiend, activating the Launcher here. And now that I think about it, no, I guess this is the right place. So you can bring back double Archfiend, get 1 search, and then potentially go into another Lavalval Chain and stuff. So here they are going to use that Launcher, bringing back both Archfiends. They'll be able to activate and add a copy of Break here. Okay, so I guess just playing a little more aggro, actually. Given they already have the other Break and a Barrier, I guess they don't really have a reason to combo off too much. And by having the double Archfiend and attack here, minimally they do have the Barrier live if one of them can be outed. Going to battle phase, running over the Card Trooper triggers, and Floatstone Mafia will get a copy of Silver's Cry, and then attacking in with the Archfiend and Lavalval Chain, and just passing it over. Here, Floatstone Mafia gets a copy of Mythic Water Dragon, and they have a lot of options here, honestly, so let's see what they go for. Here, summoning the Card Trooper, using the effect, milling 3, hitting a Corseska, Flameveil Guard, and Blue Eyes. And after that, they are going to go Dark Hole. That is going to eat the Barrier. After that, Foolish Burial is activated, sending a copy of Title. Title is going to trigger, banishing the Debris Dragon and Corseska to summon itself back out. That is going to meet the debunk, though, so the Title does get banished here. After that, Redox is going to trigger, banishing the Mythic Tree Dragon and the Card Trooper from Grave. After that, it looks like, Vanity's Emptiness is going to be chained to that. And then after that, Chain Link 3, the Infernity Break is going to trigger, banishing the Launcher. And it looks like they are then going to chain their Silver's Cry to bring out the Blue Eyes, so the chain will resolve backwards. So the Blue Eyes is summoned, the Break pops the Card Trooper, and then Emptiness will resolve. So I guess that would be on a separate chain of this going away if it were to happen, because it hadn't resolved yet. So this is already marked for destruction. So I don't believe the Emptiness would leave there, if I'm not mistaken. And here they did some thinking. Someone can also let me know in the comment section if that were to be the case. But anyways, Floatstone Mafia drew into a blaster, went battle phase, and is attacking over the Archfiend. And Break is going to be activated to banish the Break, and then pop the Blue Eyes. Now the Vanities is going to leave, so it didn't do too much there, I guess, in general. But after that, main phase 2 blaster is going to be special summoned, and just as a body to defend, here Sporta is going to draw into a copy of Palabyrinth, so those Archfiends can get a little beefier here, activating it, and Floatstone Mafia is going to scoop it up there, moving on into a game number 3. Okay, they get to start it out. Opening hands, Whitestone of Legend, Gold Sark, Flameveil Guard, Foolish Barrel, and Soul Charge. On the other side, we see Allure of Darkness, Instant Fusion, Infernity Break, Soul Charge, and Archfiend. So a pretty solid hand, I guess, from Sportaface here. Both decks really taking advantage of Soul Charge and stuff. But here, Floatstone Mafia is going to get a draw for turn, getting a copy of Whitestone. Okay, so double Whitestone, activating the Gold Sark, and they're going to take a second to think, banishing the title to add the Water Dragon. After that, it looks like Foolish is going to activate, sending the copy of Redox. Redox is going to banish the Whitestone and Flameveil Guard to special summon itself back out. After that, special summoning the Water Dragon, normal summoning the Whitestone. So it's kind of similar to how that first game had gone, just with a different tuner this time. From here, it looks like they're going to Synchro Summon for Stardust. After that, Whitestone's going to trigger to add a copy of Blue Eyes. Next, they're going to overlay for Felgrand. So yeah, pretty much the same play that we saw last time. Again, similar thing, soul charging all three, going for the Stardust, Whitestone, and Redox. And then they are going to Synchro Summon again for Stardust Spark and just pass it. So, unfortunately, no skill drain this time, which can be a very big difference maker here, especially given that Sportaface does have a slightly better hand in this situation. Here, drawing into a copy of Dark Grepher, so that made it even stronger. And let's see what they choose to do. Here, normal summoning the Grepher, discarding the Archfiend, and they say it's good, sending the copy of Stygian. Next, they're going to activate the Instant Fusion, going for a copy of Camion Wizard, overlaying for Karen Gorgon. Okay, that's a kind of cute play there. In case the Felgrand goes to target, you can switch the targeting, which could potentially turn off one of the Stardust, even though I guess Stardust Spark could just be chained to it, but it is what it is. Anyways, Soul Charge is then going to be activated to bring out Street Patrol and Archfiend. That was an interesting play, I kind of think. Maybe there was a reason to set the break and allure there, just so that you could trigger the Archfiend, which could potentially bait out the Felgrand here. Also, the Karen Gorgon detaching, maybe they messed that up, which they did. I guess maybe they were thinking ahead and were meaning to do that. But yeah, I think definitely setting these first would have been the option, so you could get the search off of the Archfiend, or again, bait out the Felgrand here. Going for a copy of Rhapsody and Berserk. Okay, just trying to shut them out of material and then equip to be able to run over something. Here, banishing the Whitestone. And after that, it looks like they're going to equip to the Karen Gorgon and then set both back row. So I definitely could see that being a pretty big misplay. But we will see. And also, Floatstone Mafia just allowed all of that to happen. I guess they didn't really care because the Soul Charge was activated, so they didn't have a battle phase there. But even then, so this should be at 3650, so it is kind of beefy here. Here, Floatstone Mafia draws into a copy of Soul Charge, and they're going to overlay for a copy of Heliopolis, but Infernity Break is going to be triggered to that, banishing Archfiend to pop the Heliopolis. And let's see what happens. They're taking a second to think. And okay, here they're going to use the Felgrand to detach a material and target the Karen Gorgon. Karen Gorgon is going to use its effect to go back and hit the Felgrand, so now its effects are negated and it's unaffected by card effects, and the break will resolve, popping the Heliopolis here. And after that, Soul Charge is going to be able to be activated, going for Stardust, Water Dragon, and Redox. Oh, did they forget to pay for the Soul Charge from last time? Maybe. Okay, I didn't even catch that. I don't really look over at the side too often, unless I see like a lot of things happening. So I completely missed that here. And anyways, it looks like they're actually going to Soul Charge for 4. Here, Tribute Summoning for Redox, overlaying for a copy of number 15, Gimmick Puppet Giant Grinder, which is really cool in this situation. So this card says up to twice per turn during your main phase 1, you can detach a material from this card, target one special summon monster your opponent controls, destroy it. Then if it was an Xyz monster, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its original attack. So potentially being able to do a lot of attack damage here. Here, using Stardust Spark and targeting the Giant Grinder. And interesting here too, because this wasn't negated, right? The Karen Gorgon. So they could have this, I don't believe is once per turn either. During either player's turn, when another card or effect is activated that targets exactly one card on the field and no other cards, you can detach a material from this card, target another card on the field that would be an appropriate target. Or does this have to specifically target your own? Once per turn, you can target one face-up card you control. Okay, so actually not being able to do that, my bad. And here, oh, maybe, oh, they're just going to switch the targeting here, I guess, is what they're trying to do here, so that it's not protected. And so they say it's good here. After that, it looks like they tributed the Stardust to prevent the destruction. And then after that, the gimmick puppet is going to pop the Karen Gorgon. And, oh, that isn't sec. That's not leading. Hunter only targets a monster. Use special summon, not me. Okay, so kind of replaying it there a little bit. And okay, regardless, I guess they're getting rid of the copy of Karen Gorgon, and this is just going to keep a material here. I got kind of lost there as well. I guess there was just so much randomness going on. But anyways, it looks like Sporta is going to draw into a copy of Rhoda. And from here, they're going to activate the Rhoda, add a copy of Armageddon Knight. What do they have in graveyard? They have a Street Patrol. And the other set is Allure, so what are they going to do? They're going to normal summon the Armageddon Knight, go for Hyris to add a copy of Archfiend. After that, they're going to banish the Street Patrol, special the Archfiend effect, and add a copy of Necromancer, activate Allure, drawing into, oof, that's rough. Getting a copy of getting a copy of Summoner Monk and Max C. Ugh, banishing the Necromancer and overlaying for Cowboy to do 1,000, but that's just not going to be good enough in this situation. I guess, you know, Infernity doesn't usually play like Heartland Draco or anything. Some builds will play, what's it called? Black Ship of Corn. Black Ship of Corn would have actually closed out the game. I think Floatstone only had 1,000. So they would have been able to send the Giant Grinder here. So I guess maybe they aren't on it, or they didn't see the line there, maybe? Because, yeah, I think they should have been able to do that if so, given how low life is. But here, passing, getting a copy of Xyz Encore, using the copy of Giant Grinder, popping the Cowboy, and then switching stuff to attack, and going to battle phase. And that is gonna be it. Floatstone Mafia does take that game. And yeah, no, interesting game. Again, there was a little bit of confusion there at the end, I guess, from both players. Just with the Giant Grinder, I was just trying to pay attention to everything going on, and I kind of missed that as well. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it, comment any questions or videos you want to see in the future, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified anytime I put a new video out, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to go down to the video description to find out how you can send in your hat format replays. Whether it was a game that you won or lost, if you played a cool deck or your opponent played a cool deck and you want to send it in, definitely do that. I'm sure a lot of people would like to take a look at it. Again, win or lose doesn't really matter. But anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video.